Earlier this week, I called an insurance company. It was one of the big ones. And the only worst call I can think of is maybe a 3 hour wait on hold to talk to a human at the IRS. Extremely painful. So I called the insurance company and got lost in a maze of redirects and then the message, we're at lunch, leave a voicemail. And a couple of clueless reps who tried to transfer me to someone, in that department. And after an hour of frustration and a few dropped calls, 3 tries later, I finally reached someone who sincerely wanted to help me. It's a customer service hero. 5 minutes later, problem solved and back to business as usual. But in that moment, I was really reminded how much customer centric culture matters. And this company honestly could use some work. I won't tell you who it was, but it is a multi-billion-dollar insurance company with 7 million customers. And this was the experience. And, you've probably had the same kind of experiences before. The really good ones and the really bad ones both stand out. Most experiences are somewhere in the mushy middle, very, very forgettable. But it's those great ones and the terrible ones that just stand out. I've seen companies big and small transform their customer experience by embedding service into their DNA. So, how do they do that? At the center is creating a truly customer centric culture. Here's how I've seen it work. First is hiring for customer obsession. And that word choice is very, very specific obsession. The foundation of a customer centric culture starts with the people you bring into the company. Seek out team members who are innately curious about customers and their problems. Screen for things like listening skills, empathy, and a drive for delight. And you might be like, all right, wait, Jeff, can't we just train that? And the truth is, occasionally you can. But here's the thing, if customer obsession isn't in their DNA already, that training likely won't stick. This has to come from the inside, not be trained or forced from the outside. There's a famous story about the shoe retailer Zappos. Lots of people wanted to work there, tons of candidates, and they had a really, really good screening process. So they would screen and get them in, and they go through a training process, really, really impressive training. And then at the end of the training, they offered anybody who wanted to, these new hires that they'd put all this time and effort into, 2 grand, $2,000 to quit if they didn't share the company's service first values. Think about that. I mean, these aren't executive positions, 2 grand to just walk away. That's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks work. That is bold. And it absolutely worked. It ensured that the team was all in, committed to customer focus. Yeah, I love that extreme commitment. The second is to empower your front lines. Southwest Airlines, Dallas company here, found a really simple way to empower their gate agents to deliver outstanding service. It's almost counterintuitive. The mandate was let them be themselves. So ditching strict corporate rules, which I guess Southwest is kind of known for, but every other company in the industry, I mean, that would just like send chills up somebody's spine there. But ditching those the strict corporate rules, Southwest gave the employees creative license to connect with customers. And the result, you probably know, industry leading customer satisfaction results and profits for 30 years running. When the other airlines were going under, disappearing, Southwest has stood the test of time and done really, really well. Another company that comes to mind is Ritz Carlton. They empower every single employee to solve a problem or take care of a guest up to $500. Now that is serious empowerment. So think about, different roles, doorman, bellman, front desk, janitor, maid. I mean, everyone, no permission, no approval needed. Just solve the issue. And if it's less than that, just take care of it. Don't wait for approval and jump through a bunch of hoops. Just solve the issue. And compare that to some of the retail experiences of, waiting for a supervisor to approve a void or to correct a price on something that's scanned up wrong. Yeah, that may take, minutes to do that. And, but Ritz Carlson says, no, no, no. What we want is we want the problem solved. So just go fix it. And I just love that. So free your team to build rapport and solve problems by eliminating the red tape and micromanaging. Trust them to do right by your customers. And the surprising thing, maybe not so surprising, is they will. And especially if you got step one right. And third, I think we want to lead from the front. Culture flows down from the top. Model customer centric habits and mindsets. If you expect others to follow, you have to do it yourself. A lot of you use an accounting software called Xero. That's the one I hear, probably as much as QuickBooks. And they're a New Zealand-based SaaS company. They host quarterly customer days where executives take over the support lines to talk directly with the users. Think about that. When's the last time you took a support call? Especially, the larger the organization gets, that really don't do that much anymore. But that's one thing that really reinforces their commitment to understanding consumer needs firsthand, not filtered or through multiple layers of support or tickets or whatever it might be. They're actually having those conversations. So, like Zero, put yourself in the customer's shoes as often as possible. It'll inspire your team more than any memo or meeting or even training. Remember, customer obsession isn't achieved through a training course or a memo. It is baked into culture through every single decision, policy, and habit that touches the customer experience. Do that successfully, and you'll earn their loyalty for life.